It's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming.
This week on Football Mezzanine, it's coming home. Join us as we take a look at the quarterfinals as Belgium break Brazilian hearts, Croatia scrape by against the hosts, France beat a Cavani-less Uruguay, and England make it to their first semi-final since Italia in '90.
And we're back after the World Cup quarterfinals. We didn't do one after round of 16, but this is still pretty lit.
Because England have made it to the semi-finals of the World Cup.
For the first time since fuck knows when.
1990.
28 years. Oh
7
my
World Cups.
god, dude.
If any time, this is going to be their year, especially with essentially the half they had going into the round of 16 against all the teams they could potentially face.
Oh my god. Dude, if you told me before the World Cup, like if you told me England with Jesse Lingard, Dele Alli, John Stones, Ashley Young, we're going to be in the semis with three other teams, Belgium, France, Croatia, like I would have probably...
And facing Croatia, too.
Facing Croatia, that's going to be difficult. No, make no mistake about that.
But better than facing Belgium or France, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. But
Because Croatia do look vulnerable a little bit, more so than France and Belgium.
they have in the knockoff phases, yeah. Like,
And also the fact that they've played 2 extra times and penalties.
yeah. I mean, as we're saying that though, watch Lovren knock us out in the extra time.
95th minute
Yeah,
header.
don't hold your breath. But
To be honest, I'm not entirely surprised at some of the teams that made it, with the exception of Croatia. But this World Cup's been interesting because you've just seen a lot of upsets.
I'm not really surprised that Croatia made it if you look at who they
No,
played.
I said that before the tournament too. I said Croatia is my dark horse for this
Yeah,
tournament. And
I mean, before the tournament, I said
proven
England are
themselves.
obviously winning it, and it's coming true so far. And I said Germany would go out early, right? You know,
as is tradition.
I should have fucking made a bracket, dude. I didn't make a bracket.
Hey, if France or Belgium wins, I'm 2 for 2 in Champions League and World Cup.
Oh fuck! Wait, France or Belgium? You can't pick two.
Well, France is my number 1.
Okay.
Belgium I'm throwing in there because it's their golden era.
Right. I mean, they're basically the same country.
They're actually pretty close. France and
And-
Belgium are kind of tied a little bit, especially
and
with
Belgium
language
speak
too.
French.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the region you go to. I heard it
Fair,
depends.
fair.
Like if you're closer to Germany, they'll speak more German.
I
But
think it's
majority
French or
of
Dutch.
Belgium, I think, is French. I think there's a Dutch region as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any Belgian fans listening, then feel free to educate us because we love
Yeah.
it.
I should know more a
also
bit about
send
my
us some
home country.
chocolates.
I'd like to see an England-Belgium final, dude. That's gonna be just like all Premier League players.
Dude, watch them both play their B-sides again.
Sorry?
Watch them both play their B-sides again.
Why? What?
Just for jokes.
Just for jokes.
Just for jokes.
You got Alexander Arnold against Thorgan Hazard.
The new
Adnan
generation.
Januzaj rapping.
You could basically tell they were trying to throw that game to get the easier side without trying to throw it.
Man, and has
Like,
it
let's
worked
field
out
our
for them?
weakest players.
It's worked out for them so well.
Oh yeah,
And I mean,
England got a
it kind
great
of worked
side.
out for both teams, because if England were on the other side, I don't think they'd make it this far.
It's only worked out for England, not for Belgium. Belgium have had more difficult games, right?
Yeah, but they've
Like,
pulled
yeah,
through. I
they've
don't think,
pulled through
like-
in that sense, but like obviously I think they'd choose to go on the other bracket.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man, we made it look so easy. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, there was
not,
at no point-
not
Wait, who
putting
are
in-
we? Who are you cheering for? Are you
England.
an
England.
fan?
England, dude.
Are you both
Both of
England
us.
fans?
Yes,
Yeah.
lad.
Oh. Oh.
It's coming
You're
home,
so,
dude.
You're so bland.
Dude,
So bland.
come on.
It's fully coming home.
It's so coming home.
Premier League fans, England fans.
Yes, of course, dude. If you don't want the lads to do well, like, I can't help you. If you don't want Dele Alli to be lifting that World Cup trophy while, like, streaming Fortnite, like, I can't help you.
I just love seeing
Yeah.
England fans in like everywhere just go ballistic every time there's a goal.
I know.
That just makes my day.
It's amazing.
I'm watching videos on that. I just want to be in one of those bars.
Oh, dude.
Someone fly me out there.
I have a video of myself going berserk after the Colombia penalty shootout.
Crazy.
Oh, fuck. I lost
The
it.
most you hear in like some of the bars that I've gone to, it's still been pretty good because you get a lot of people that are from other countries that are watching in the bars, but
Yeah.
Right.
it doesn't go nearly as insane.
I went to a bar for the Belgium-Brazil game, and everyone was against Brazil. Absolutely
Oh,
everyone.
really?
Yeah.
That's funny because I've been seeing Brazil jerseys everywhere, and I'm like, ha, your team's going to lose. No offense to any Brazil fans.
Well, you were right.
I know it was.
All right, so let's start off with the first quarterfinal.
Actually, before we get into it, I just want to apologize for my mic, guys. I did not have my normal headset, so quality will be a little bit worse on my end.
If any old time listeners are here from all the way from like day 3 when Tristan first joined our podcast, you'll remember his mic quality from back then.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the same quality.
Yeah.
Some top
Throwback.
prime B quality.
Maybe we should set up a Patreon so people can support and get you a new mic.
Well, my other one's pretty good. It's just
Actually,
I
I
didn't
mean,
have it on me.
would people even donate if we set up a Patreon? Let us know in the comments.
We'd probably get one fan that would just donate like $1.
That'd be
$1
great.
every
Though.
6 months.
I'd be down.
Hey,
It'd be slowly
$1,
enough to
that's
build
pretty
up our
good.
marketing bill so we can actually put stuff out there and get in front of people.
I mean, Facebook ads are like, I think 3 cents per something. So
Oh shit, we could get a lot of Facebook ads. Guys, give us $1.
yeah, or we could buy 4 Timbits. You know, either
or
or.
we could buy 4 Timbits, like the most Canadian thing. All right.
I don't think people even know what Timbits are. Anyone who doesn't know what Timbits are, like, you know the holes of donuts? That is what Timbits are. There you go.
The holes of donuts? That's just
Yeah.
air.
No, but they
No.
cut out donuts. They fill them, and they cut out the hole.
Oh.
And that's what Timbits are.
Yeah,
The
okay. I
circular
was just
in the
trying to
middle.
clarify.
Are you even Canadian, bro?
Dude, I am. I was just saying, like,
Mates.
that explanation doesn't help people, I think. Anyway.
Just look it up, guys. Look it up.
All right. Uruguay v France. I watched this game,
Well,
and I
yeah.
don't think it was the best World Cup game that's obviously been produced so far. This World Cup has been insane. But I think without Cavani, Uruguay looked kind of a little bit lackluster up
Toothless.
front.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fair. They're relying, for the most part, on Suarez at that point.
And
But, I mean, France just had every single person on their team is almost quality. They have a much better team sheet as far as players go. So
For
it's hard
sure.
on Uruguay. But
And-
I mean, they dominated as far as possession goes. The game was a little bit on one-sided.
it almost feels like, despite having all these players, it's still there's this feeling that France aren't producing their best, yet they still keep getting results. And it's kind of scary to think that despite not playing well, they're still comfortably able to get to the semis. So one thinks
Right.
that if they do start to really show up, like how damaging they could be, right?
Oh, they can be devastating. Like France, Belgium's gonna be like a cracker.
Oh yeah,
in
I
that
can't wait for that
terms, but-
game.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that game. But it's sad to see Uruguay go out still. They're such a
Yeah.
when you watch that team, you see like the togetherness they have, and like it's so,
And they're a small nation too. They're like 4
So
million, 4.3
Oh,
million
wow.
population.
their
I didn't know
population's
that
like
well.
less than the population of Toronto. It's
Yeah,
insane.
easily.
Sorry, GTA, I guess, not Toronto. I don't want to start
GTA.
that debate again.
Sad for Canada. We're so terrible.
I mean, I hope they play in the 2022 World Cup because they're
Well, we
hosting
have
it.
to, right? The team that's hosting
No.
always has to play. It's just
2026.
They're
They're-
gonna get
Sorry,
destroyed.
2026. Yeah.
They get destroyed.
Nah, they can
Yeah.
do well, man. I'll sign up. They'll do
Yeah,
well.
they have 8 years. I mean, they have 8 years to develop a program.
Hey,
if they start now, I don't see why they can't.
Develop.
have a
Honestly,
team
I
for-
actually think that if Canada put the money in and we had the same scouting setup as Europe, I think we could actually do very well. The problem is, there's no push, there's no like movement up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
all over Europe, they'll see a kid with potential and they'll be like, okay, go to this team or like push up,
Yeah.
and then like the team gets a
And
little
just
bit
the
of
fact
money
that they have
back.
so many divisions there, your like county has its own team in Division 10, and like there's like 9, 8, and then you can slowly progress like above and up, but in like Toronto, there's like maybe 2 or 3 leagues at
well,
best.
Well, for the thing is, you can progress. At least speaking for Ontario wise, you can progress from like house league to say your what I think it's
Rec.
well
Rec.
yeah I'm trying to remember the exact terms. I think it was essentially like just a competitive team, but like a lower end competitive team. Then you have regional, which is essentially the best of your region and potentially the regions around you. And then you have OSL, which is like the best of the province where they go at it. But the thing is, those are all club teams. You don't have anything that goes beyond really that. There is some with provincial, but they have no scouting whatsoever. Like I don't think we had a single scout to any of our games, and we were at the OSL level, which was the best of the province. So
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty
just
crazy.
just there's no way to push up or anything like that. So at one point, kids are just going and doing other sports, or they're just going to university and they just drop everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas at the age of 12, you get people that are signed at professional in Europe. So I mean, there's no
Right.
Yeah.
scouting set up and push. But I think if they were able to change that, I think we'd actually have a lot more top quality. Like if you look in the United States, with the exception of this World Cup, they've just been getting progressively better and better, and that's because they have like a much better setup than we do,
Right.
and also more population too. But
Of course.
Well, population. I mean, India and China both have like the biggest populations. They don't have a World Cup team. It is about the setup.
it is, yeah.
I guess
yeah,
it's
it is very
Western
much the setup.
countries.
So,
But we're getting off topic. Back to the France game.
it was pretty
I was just-
straightforward.
Yeah.
The goalkeepers union is probably real, eh? Cause man, another fucking mistake from the.
Yeah, Muslera.
It's like, how many mistakes are we gonna see like that this year? It's crazy. Cause look, okay, I have roommates who haven't watched soccer too much before, and they're watching this World Cup, and they also watched like the Champions League final with me. Like they watched the highlights of it after, basically, and they're just like, "Are goalkeepers always this shit?" I'm like, "No, they're not. You just seen like more than the regular share of mistakes that's supposed to."
This year especially.
Chelsea,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
willing to be signed if you need a keeper.
But like, I don't know what's going on.
Like De Gea made a mistake, Caballero, Karius, you had Muslera.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not picky. Someone sign me. But yeah, I don't know what it is. It's been the
Tristan will sign for $1. Just saying.
honestly, yeah, I probably would, because then I could at least say, yeah, I had a professional contract. I actually had to try it with Everton at one point.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
You got a trial at Everton?
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, what? When did you tell me this?
Well, they came to Canada and they had a few people.
Oh
that
yeah,
were
the
able
soccer
to-
schools that they do.
Everton came
Right,
to
right.
Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, Barca has their school here. There's United schools.
Oh, it
here.
wasn't a school though. No. Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
they were doing. They came and then certain select people got sent for tryouts, basically.
From which
Oh.
game were you playing in that they sent scouts to?
It was one of the showcase tournaments, but I ended
Ah.
up going to a tryout with like a bunch of other people, or well, not a bunch of other people, but like I don't know, a small group, a couple other players,
Wow.
and
Did you guys go to
I essentially
Liverpool?
at that point I think I was a little too young still. They said come back in like a year at that point, but I don't think they ever came back at that point to
That's-
Canada.
Right.
That's crazy.
Anyways, off topic.
No, but that's crazy. What made like Everton decide to send scouts to Canada of all places?
Well, they probably
I mean-
I would assume most big clubs would probably want to check all over because you don't know where you'll get someone. I actually heard
Townsend,
they
yeah.
signed someone from Toronto who was apparently pretty young. So,
That's crazy, man. That kind of gives you
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, yeah, you get occasionally some big players like Owen Hargreaves. He was Canadian, right? So,
Yeah.
occasionally you'll get a couple kind of
Right.
better players coming out of these unlikely countries.
All right. I guess we can move to Brazil versus Belgium, and this was
Upset.
a lit game. Lit game.
Great game.
Belgium, they changed something up. Martinez made like a tactical switch. He started Fellaini in midfield, and he moved De Bruyne up, and he took out Mertens, right? So that freed out De Bruyne completely, and he just wreaked havoc on Brazil's midfield and defense.
Dude, fucking Tree. We like shit on him, but like every single manager is like
No.
the best plan B. It's like shit, it's not working. Yo, Fellaini, get on.
But he started, and he
Yeah,
played
he
so
started
well.
too.
There's just something about him, man. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I thought it was brilliant of them having a big guy that can push around, especially the Brazilians who aren't too big at all.
Mhm.
It can really throw them off the game if you can do that well.
For sure.
That's a tactic that I know we always used. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, possession-wise, Brazil was just all over them possession wise and even shots wise. They had 27 shots.
Courtois
It's
with
insane.
like the game of his life.
Oh,
Oh,
Courtois was
He
amazing.
made some great saves.
Also, own goal, racking up the goal
Fernandinho.
tally this World Cup.
Yeah, rip.
Wait, no, it wasn't. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it was Fernandinho.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much just off his arm. That's kind
Yeah.
of rip. But man, Brazil always at one point when it was 2-0 after like 20 minutes, I'm like, oh no, is it gonna be like another 7-1?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, exactly. I was like, when De Bruyne scored, I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit.
But when Brazil got that goal, I was so worried. At that point, I'm like, please don't make a comeback, please.
Yeah.
Just hold out.
it's kind of similar to Brazil versus Mexico in the round of 16 in that Belgium were counterattacking and finding so much space. Like Mexico just couldn't finish off those chances. Where if you have Belgium with Lukaku and De Bruyne, you're gonna get punished.
Right.
And like they had Casemiro suspended for that game too, which obviously didn't help them. It seems.
Right, but you just feel like a team with Neymar, Coutinho, Paulinho, and Willian,
Yeah,
they should be doing better.
it should be. But I just feel like Belgium got it perfect on the day. They did exactly
Yeah.
what they should do to beat the Brazil team, and they did.
And maybe it's a little bit due to the stubbornness of the coach playing the same lineup with the same tactics.
Maybe, although I don't really know what he could have changed, because like those are the best players they have, and he was playing them in their best positions.
Yeah.
I know I know you would say bring on Firmino, which
I mean, he did bring on Firmino at halftime, but
which also the Gabriel Jesus penalty incident. Did you see that where like he nutmegged
Yeah, I
the
saw
Coleman
that.
and then Company fucked him
Yeah.
over? I think that was a
yeah.
penalty.
I thought that was
I
a penalty
didn't even
too.
review
and
it.
they even checked the VAR
Sorry,
was
yeah,
on
they
it.
reviewed it, but they didn't even tell the referee to review
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
they're just like not
So,
even a review.
It's like, nah, fam, it's okay.
That was studs up, man. That was a pen, I think.
Yeah, it was. That was a pen.
It's like no love lost. Yeah, but
But yeah,
But it all worked
Belgium
out in
look-
the end.
rip Brazil.
And
I was not expecting them to
Brazil.
go out in the quarters. I mean, at the
All the
beginning of the tournament,
fanboys.
they were the favorites for me.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
they
same.
they probably would have been more of the favorites. I would have put them at the top.
yeah, I tipped them to win it, but clearly not.
Clearly, it's coming home.
I would like actually I wouldn't I'd think it'd be interesting seeing a France England rivalry going back to some of the old rivalry, bringing it back. So
Fuck, I don't want to
A
face
final?
France in the final.
that would be nice.
I do not want to face France in the final. I'd rather face Belgium
England's got a good team. You know what? I would go either way if it was a France England one.
I mean, Belgium and France both are like really good sides. I wouldn't mind facing either at that point. Like, fuck it.
See,
I
what
think-
I'm wondering now is if you get France and Belgium who are playing each other, and up until the finals they had a pretty hard kind of like round of 16, whereas you look at England's side, they'll have a relatively more easy round of 16. I wonder what's going to come into effect if you're going to get the fatigue option because they've been playing better teams, or is that going to elevate their game, and now when it comes into the final, they're going to be ready to play against the best side because they've been playing against them and they've had to push themselves to higher limits.
I
I
think
wonder what option.
it's a good question. I mean, they're both playing really good teams in the semis, so I think that should prepare all the teams well enough.
True enough, it might not make an effect at all.
But yeah, it's kind of a good point. It's kind of like what we were talking about in the Champions League when you have like PSG playing shitty teams in the French league all year and then not being ready for
Yeah.
when they face like an actual good team. It is a thing, but I don't know if it applies here.
For any France fans out there, not all the teams in the French league are shitty.
I mean, there's
I
like
mean-
2 or 3 at best.
Monaco's pretty good. Lyon's got a decent team. Lyon used to be always first place until PSG made their mark and just started
Right.
buying
Marseille
the hell
is
out of everyone.
decent.
Marseille too has got a decent team. Actually, what was it? Lille as well.
Nice.
Yeah, they've got a few. It's just more monopolized
Monaco.
because PSG just has it takes all of the media attention, right? Because they're just like, let me drop 180 million euros on Mbappe. Oh, that's not enough. Let's
Basically.
also buy Neymar for something like what, 240 million euros?
And just for jokes, let's get Buffon in.
Yeah. Well, he was a free, right? So
Yeah.
he was a Bosman transfer, I believe. So is the term.
Yeah, it is. That's the term.
Alright, so
But yeah. Oh yeah. I was just gonna say final remarks on this game. By even the stats wise, I'm surprised Belgium made it through this with 27 shots for Brazil, 59% possession, even passing accuracy 88%. They beat them on everything almost except for fouls.
that's how they made it through.
But it came to a 2-1 win for Belgium, so congrats to my boys.
Boys. Alright, let's move to the only game that matters. Sweden versus England. 2-0 to the
Let's do
lads.
it.
So
Dude, I love this England team so much. Oh my god. Oh my god.
it's so nice watching them play so well. It's so refreshing.
Like, I know, right? And I think just the fact that they're doing this well is gonna, before we used to talk about that club versus country thing, I think a lot more fans are now realizing, like even myself, like at the beginning of the tournament, I didn't really like the other, the Spurs players or etc.
Yo.
And
When do you
and I
ever
think
like
like
Spurs?
no, and I think like it's more fans who were like me are warming up to the idea that an England team can play together with
With Spurs.
while keeping club rivalries aside,
True.
which is sort of a foreign thought in
It is.
like the years of the past, just because the team was so disoriented, they weren't playing to their strengths. It wasn't a unified group.
It wasn't a unified group, and I think that's the key. It was more individual players from different clubs trying to
Right.
be the best in their position, and then you try to put those in a team, and it just ends up not working, sadly. And now it's
Right, and when it doesn't work, you just blame the other club's players for messing up, right?
or the
You're just
coach.
like, oh, it's
yeah,
just-
but there's always
or
like
the
a
coach.
scapegoat, which is sort of
Yeah.
sad. But it's gonna be interesting watching the Premier League next year with like this new perspective of like all these players who play
I know,
together.
right?
It's gonna be good.
Right,
I'm looking forward to it.
right.
I'm just
Like, if England win the World Cup, will, like, Arsenal fans still be booing Kane? Or-
I doubt it'll go that far, but I'm looking forward to it. Right.
Yeah, should be
So the
interesting.
first goal,
But,
I mean, the commentator said it perfectly. If one Harry doesn't get, the other one will.
set pieces are England's forte this
I
World Cup.
know, right?
And you can see they've been well drilled.
It's insane. Like literally every corner they get a shot on goal or they score. It's terrifying for other defenses. It's great.
Right.
Like when we got the corner, I'm like, fuck, that's it.
Yeah.
Like all they have to do is get a corner for like scoring a goal.
Straight up.
It's like the most England way of playing, and you wouldn't think that, right? Before you go into this tournament with this group of players, right? Because you have really technical players, but we've been
Right.
working on our set pieces so much. People were like, we don't score any goals from open play, but we got that too.
But I mean, does that really matter?
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Like that's what I kept saying. Like, where does it matter if we get our goals?
Exactly.
If we're good at set pieces, then we're good at set pieces, and that's how we're gonna
Right.
score. So
The second goal too, another header. Lingard putting a great ball in.
yeah,
For Ali.
and that's where I think Dele Alli should be, to be honest, close to the box. That's where I think he's at his best, not like
right.
DM or something.
There are thoughts for the next game to drop Ali and Sterling. What do you think?
No, dude, I think our balance right now is perfect. Like, we've stuck with this lineup since the first game pretty much, and it's been working. So I don't think we should change it. Like, if it's working, keep it, you know?
It does beg the question, though. I mean, Sterling has missed, a couple of chances that he really should have scored. But
He has, but, like, the amount of times he runs in behind the defense and gives us that option is, like, it's countless times you see him running beyond the last defender. And, like,
right.
they just don't have that option without him. I think even...
Maybe Rashford for Sterling?
I feel like Rashford likes to drop deeper and take shots, which
Yeah.
I feel obviously he's good at that, and that's a different option. But I feel like with the balance of our team right now, Sterling is our runner, Ali is our passer, Lingard is like our dribbler slash shot taker from outside the box, and then obviously Kane is Kane. I feel like the dynamic between them is so good right now. I wouldn't really change it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Henderson has been doing really well, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, he's been aight.
But these lads are in the semi-final of the World Cup. It's just fucking...
Yeah, with a real chance of progressing.
I know. I'm fucking winning it. Dude, like, I can't imagine them lifting the trophy. Like, I can't imagine that. How fucking crazy would that be?
I forget what it was, but there was some computer that simulated essentially the World Cup, and they had England picked to win at the end of it. So
That's,
maybe it's fate.
Maybe.
Give that computer a beer.
Get that computer a beer. A pint, mate.
Just bring it into the bar and watch the game. Go insane.
Waterproof him first. Waterproof him first.
But I'm glad to see them playing well. They've got quite a few young players that are picking it up and bringing it to each game, so that's nice to see. But I wanted to give attention to Sweden for a second. The fact that they got so far, they should be very happy and very proud of themselves. Because I don't think anyone
Oh,
really
yeah.
expected them to get to the quarters.
For sure.
I mean, look at the group they came from. Their group was insane.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Mexico, South Korea, Germany, and to top that group A, that's amazing. And then after that, in the knockout stages, beating a decent Swiss side.
Yep.
Uh,
The Swiss were a good team. I think they could have
Yeah.
gave anyone a run for their money.
I was actually picking the Swiss over Sweden for that game, but they proved me wrong.
And all of this without Ibra.
All of it, yeah.
without Ibra.
I feel like Ibra would have scored against England.
Oh yeah, like
He
he
loves
usually
it,
does.
yeah.
I wonder if they would have done as well with Ibrahimovic, though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
If you
thing.
just look at overall stats-wise, like, sure, if you were just to take stats, but I don't know. I feel like they probably all knew that they had to really pick their game up because he wasn't there. Maybe some
Yeah.
teams get a little reliant on the player.
No, you're right. You're right.
Mhm,
I agree with that totally. I feel like they performed like as a team, totally without any like
Right.
other influences.
And if they just had the one finisher on top who could,
yeah, yeah,
And I was going to say, that's some of the criticism going against Argentina, where they really just rely on Messi. I forget who it was, but it was someone prominent that essentially said they have one mode of attack, and it's just give the ball to Messi.
it's so true though, and it's terrible. Like it's so obvious what they're doing every game. They don't really.
Mhm.
You don't see players taking responsibility at all.
Right.
Whereas like at their
and that's kind of like with
at their clubs,
Neymar in Brazil
yeah.
as well.
No, I mean not as
like-
much. I think Neymar.
Not as much, but still.
With Brazil, you still
uh,
have Coutinho, you have Jesus, you have
Well,
Willian.
Right.
if we're going to make that argument, Argentina also has, like, Di Maria and Aguero and, like,
No,
a bunch
but
of other players.
here's the
but-
thing: the argument for Argentina is those players never really step up for their national team. Which
Well, I was going to say, I think this World Cup specifically, their issue was the whole managerial player
yeah,
feud that was going on, and I think that just destroyed their morale, and as a result, their games were just in disarray.
dude, what I
Yeah.
think is why did he keep playing like all those Boca Juniors players like Maxi Meza and like Pavon or something ahead
Probably
of
because the other players
like
pissed him off.
Dybala, Higuain, Aguero, Di Maria. I think
Only
it's
thing I
like
can think of is player
I
feud.
feel like the coach was forced to play some homegrown players because otherwise it makes absolutely no sense. I still don't understand it.
Yeah,
It could
me
be as
neither.
simple as if he's pissed off by some players, or they're giving him attitude, or they're not training as hard as they should. Then you'd be like, well, look, I'm not going to play you then, right?
I don't know though.
Like, I think it's more of like players are bigger than the manager, and this time with England, it's been like the reverse, where the manager is bigger than the players. And like I feel like Argentina had it the other way this time around, where the players were taking control of the dressing room. It was senior players first, manager second.
Dude, but with that lineup, I can totally understand why they were frustrated. Like they looked
No, I'm sure they
disillusioned
were
on the
Yeah,
field.
I haven't looked too much into the whole issues. I know there was a rift between the manager and the players for Argentina, but I haven't looked into specifics as to why everything or how everything went down. But it'd be very interesting.
Like-
It'd actually be a good football heritage video if you could go into that.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, Seijin talked about it a couple of episodes ago with South Korea, how they were pretty much their football association was coercing the manager to play homegrown players, which is why they weren't doing so well in the past major tournaments. And I feel like
Mhm.
something similar might have happened with Argentina this year, because otherwise I really don't know why he kept playing those players.
What does it even mean, homegrown players? Like, all your players, or at least most of them for Argentina, should be Argentinian.
No,
Like,
it's
you'll maybe
like
have
they
a couple
play-
that just have dual
They
citizenship.
play
or
for their
something, but-
home league, so basically to promote like their home
I
league.
don't understand that. If you want to win, you're gonna have to play the best.
Yeah,
And whether that's at home in your country or
Like-
abroad.
I understand why they do it, but it's obviously terrible and wrong. And I feel like that might have had something to do with why he selected like these strange lineups, completely strange.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, back to the England game. I just noticed the passes were 500 to 368, and I mean, that alone is just very promising, especially going into the semis now. I mean, Croatia is going to be a tougher side, but it's nice to see that they're getting so much passing between everyone.
Dude, you got Henderson versus Modric and Rakitic. There's only one winner, Hendo. In the
Hendo.
midfield, he's bossing.
I don't know. Hendo's like the tempo of this team. He just like makes this team like tick, because I don't know, like he
Yeah, I
feels
mean-
like, you know, at the
He's really added a good dynamic passing range to his game, like this World Cup. Like he passes it forward a lot more. He always
Mhm,
finds
mhm.
like the runners in behind.
yeah, like the almost assist for
Uh-huh.
Sterling, which he really should have
Yeah.
scored. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
And
But
speaking
yeah.
of Croatia, the Russian-Croatia game, that was an interesting
Oh,
one.
man.
I was
That was a
excited
great game.
by that
Dude,
one.
I screamed when Cherchev scored that goal. I was like, no way.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
What a
insane.
strike.
Fucking chat ruined it for me.
I
I saw that. I just saw your message and I'm like, fuck. Like I know what's gonna happen now.
But you didn't, like, I didn't say, like, it's Russia. I just said, what a banger.
No, but like when it went in, I was just like, oh, that's what happened. Like,
Ah, okay.
oh well. Yeah, that was fucking nuts. But
So
then
for anyone who didn't see the game, it was 2-2, barely 2-2, but made it 2-2, and then went into extra time, went to penalties, and then Croatia just barely nudging out Russia with a 4-3 on penalties.
yeah, for the second time in a
Very
row,
close.
Croatia barely advancing on pen and Rakitic.
What? They're still doing
to
it.
Russia.
Yeah, they're still doing it.
And they've been great. Every game they've looked pretty good.
Interesting fact, the team who has went first as penalties has always lost this World
Yeah,
Cup in all
which
four.
is crazy. I was actually kind of
And
pissed
apparently-
that they continued to use the old penalty format in this World Cup.
Oh, instead of ABB.
Yeah, yeah. ABBA should be like the general format for everything.
Yeah,
Your
I
music,
guess.
everything.
No, actually though, because it's
No.
so stupid. Like the old penalty format has a 60% chance for the team who goes first, and that's obviously not neutral, right? If you
Yeah.
want something
Mhm.
that's neutral, you don't go with that. It's so stupid.
Very
But
true.
but this World Cup is like kind of reversed because the team who went first
Yeah, this
lost.
World Cup has been an exception for some reason.
And apparently Modric, who won the toss, he's like, nah, let's not go first.
Did he actually?
Based on previous, yeah, he won the toss and he's like, no, I'm not going first. Yeah, what a guy,
5D
eh?
chess. That's sick. But
The ball's on that boy.
man, Russia with, I don't know, man. I feel kind of sleazy talking about it, but I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes. They just look so fit. They look so fit.
They do.
I was just I noted like the bias I had in my head before I started watching the game, and I'm like, I'm not gonna try to let that affect me, but I couldn't. Like
Mhm,
I
mhm.
was just watching their players, and I was looking for any signs, and they looked faster, they looked hungrier, they just looked like they never ran out of energy the entire game.
Well,
Yeah.
and that was the thing. We mentioned it on last episode. I think that there was reports about Russia doping and then FIFA covering it up.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that like their stats basically on Russia saying they have run further than like any other team in like multiple matches, and it just it seems unusual when Russia is outrunning every single team in the World Cup.
It does. It really does. And watching Russia at major tournaments, you always notice how slow they are and how, like, they don't run a lot. They're classified as a lazy team by some, but this World
Mhm,
Cup has
mhm.
been exceptional for them.
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if something came out with regards to them taking, like, basically I read up on it, and what they would take before it was covered up is something that heals their muscle soreness like immediately, so then they can run for like days after, so their recovery process is sped up a lot more. But honestly, I don't know whether we should talk about that when we're talking about this game, because
Well,
If they didn't,
it's
then
all
we're doing them,
it's all
like-
allegedly until proven, right? It's just
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
that like you take say the first game and Russia ran like 118 kilometers in 90 minutes,
right,
and then the next closest team was Egypt. After like everyone had played their game, the next closest team was Egypt with like 112.
yeah, I mean,
So like they outran them by 6 more kilometers.
it could just be like you're hosting your own World Cup, right? And that's
Entirely possible, yeah.
entirely
Yeah.
possible. So I don't want to do them a disservice. So,
Oh, and you know
No,
what? It
no.
put all the stuff aside until proven otherwise. I mean, they've had an amazing World Cup run.
For
the fact
sure.
that they made it so far and they barely barely just got knocked out. Honestly, if they were to face England next, I would be worried if I was England.
I would have been
Yeah,
concerned.
I was
Yeah.
watching it.
I
I
would've been
was like, I don't want to face this team right now. They look so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not much better facing Croatia, but Russia, I would have been worried if it was a Russia-England setup. But kudos to them. They've done well. It's just the rumors always circle, right?
Yeah.
Especially with Russia's history. It's hard to take away when they have such history of the Olympics and almost every major sporting event. Like, you're kind of doing it to yourself.
But that aside, this game was one of the most intense games at this World Cup. Personally,
beautiful
I thought.
goals
And just
goal after
the
goal.
atmosphere and the tackles going in, it was so passionate. And the last minute goal by like Mario Fernandez, the right back, was amazing to watch.
Oh yeah.
The entire crowd went wild.
Yeah, and then just even like the 115th or the 115th minute goal there by Fernandez, just to tie it up.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
just
It was insane.
unreal.
I screamed. I was like, I don't know who I was supporting, but I
Yeah.
just screamed. I was like, oh my god, this World Cup, give me more.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's probably some of like the last games for some of this Russian generation, right?
Actually, yeah, there was already one guy
yeah.
that came out and said he was retiring.
I mean,
I forget who it was.
it's probably, I don't know who it was either, but if I'm guessing, it would be Ignashevich. The guy's like 38.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
He actually came out of retirement, I think, to play in this World Cup.
Probably. Yeah.
Which you would have
you're
to.
right.
I mean, it's in your country. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And hell, they had a great run, so
and I
that's
mean,
something to be proud of. Congrats
think-
to the Russians there.
Even Akinfeev, I think, just could be his last one. He's played in like every major Russian tournament I've seen. Like,
Yeah,
he's always
yeah.
been their goalkeeper. And he's only like
But
32.
yeah, kudos to Russia. They've, given us a good tournament so far.
Amazing
no
tournament.
issues.
Probably the best one.
Yeah, probably. Like, I think 2010 was good. Like, because I don't know, I remember that one very fondly. 2006 was good as well. I didn't really like 2014, maybe because England went out early,
Yeah.
but
And Russia had one hell of a run too, because they had far from an easy side as far as like getting to the
I
quarters.
mean, they knocked out Spain.
They knocked out Spain.
Like,
Yeah, that was huge. That was a good
I
one.
mean,
Huge.
it's Spain.
And they almost knocked out Croatia. But
Almost.
when it went
Almost.
to penalties,
Almost.
the Croatians looked really composed.
Actually, one thing I want to bring up that I guess was just more recent reports. Vida, he's getting investigated by FIFA for potentially, I think it's like racial kind of remarks against the Russians.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah, I think it was a
Well, that's a
post. I
first.
think it was a post he did, and then I forget how, but somehow it was kind of connected against. I think it was that's what it was. It was something like pro-Ukrainian, something about like
Oh,
free
shit.
Ukraine because he was. I guess what he plays in the
Oh,
Ukrainian
yeah.
league, I believe, with Dynamo
Yeah.
Kiev. So
Yeah,
he did something
okay.
with another person on his team, and now they're investigating it. And he probably won't get
think
banned
that
because other players in the past
That-
haven't been banned, but they have been fined. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a fine.
Speaking of FIFA fines, and this one being kind of ridiculous, the Swedish captain Granqvist, the guy who his wife had a baby and he missed it to play against England.
Right.
So he was wearing like socks that weren't supposed to be sponsored, but they were visible. So he's
I
apparently
see.
going to be fined like 50,000. Sorry, no, I think 5,000 or something.
Okay. Interesting.
And that's just 50,000 pounds.
What?
Because from FIFA because he wore those socks and they were visible. And by comparison, I think you get fined 20,000 for a racist remark from FIFA.
Yeah,
Just
that's a
fucking
little-
ridiculous, dude. This,
Yeah.
this I hate it.
Like I can understand that they don't want like unpaying sponsors to get away with say free sponsorship or like free
Yeah.
publicity, but the thing is then you're hurting the player who's not
It's-
making any money off of it anyways. Plus it doesn't really like maybe it kind of it doesn't it, like it's not enough really to try and like sway people to not do it or to really actively think not to do it, but it's enough just to kind of piss someone off. So like I don't really see the point in it if anything.
And if anything, this has gotten more attention to their sponsors. Sorry, the
Yeah.
socks, right?
And that's the
Yeah.
opposite thing too. If you just let it slide, then you probably have less publicity, less attention, and then there would be less free publicity as a result.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We just need someone to run naked on the field and have like football mezzanine on their back, painted on them everywhere.
Hey.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Just a bunch of publicity.
Oh my god. Shukar, I mean, we're going to London in August, right?
Yeah, let's do
Some hardcore promoting.
Just do it during
it. Also,
during a
just
Champions
before I
League game.
forget, shout out to Jordan Pickford. I thought he was
True.
immense.
How do you even forget to mention him?
How do we forget? Yeah, Pickford. Pickford was amazing.
Dude.
He made 3 key saves.
Really,
that could've
really key
changed.
Didn't Courtois make
Yeah.
some remarks about him? I didn't read into it. I just saw the headlines of it.
Yeah, Courtois was like, "Yeah, I would have got that goal that Januzaj scored because I'm like 3 inches taller than you," or something like that, which is ridiculous. He's 6'1". Like he's not short by any means.
Yeah, Courtois said this thing where he was like, he was too busy being short or something. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
No, he was like, you were trying to be flashy with your dive. I would have gotten it with like a simple,
I was like,
hand or save. Like it's
shut
ridiculous.
the fuck up, mate. Like,
Yeah,
go
basically.
fucking leave Chelsea or something. I don't know.
Honestly, I think he's a bit of a. I mean, that's getting into it later, but I think he has a bit bigger head than what.
I agree.
Like, he's a great keeper, but I think he thinks he's a little bit better than he is, though.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
But I mean, sometimes the big personality helps you out in games too, and you kind of have to have that attitude when guys are shooting balls at you in ridiculous speeds. You got to be
But
like,
I feel
yeah,
like-
you know what, bring it on, mate. Right?
I feel like he's a big head, but not really a big personality on a pitch. Like, I don't really see him being the type to boss around his players on the pitch.
No, well, like you'll see all goalies yell at their players and tell them what to do and where to go, but it's less so bossing. It's just something that everyone accepts
Yeah.
because your goalie sees everyone's position. You see where all of the like offending or the offense is as well, so you can tell them who to cover. Because as a defender, you're worried about a few other things and you can't always pay attention. So
Yeah.
they need to essentially be like the general on the field, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, off topic.
Yeah.
And that wraps up pretty much what the quarter at that point. We're going to the semis.
Yeah.
Yep. So France, Belgium, and Croatia, England should be 2 really, really good games.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm saddened though at the same time because I'm getting essentially a France-Belgium matchup, which is knocking out one of my teams, but it is at least guaranteeing one team
it's
to make it to the
guaranteeing.
finals.
Yeah, exactly.
So no
Hey,
matter what, I will have
I'm
two
happy.
very exciting, very interested games.
I'm just happy that one Liverpool player will make the final for sure. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
oh,
and
do
I
you
mean,
have one Liverpool player on every team?
No, but then there's, except for France, so there's Mr. Nasty, aka Mignolet on Belgium,
Mr.
and there's Lovren on there's Lovren on Croatia, and then there's Trent and Henderson.
Oh,
on
you got it
England.
on
So,
3 of the 4 teams. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what happens if England doesn't go on? Do you have a favorite for any team?
Yeah, man. Croatia.
Croatia?
Hmm.
Go for the
Yeah,
underdogs?
I want Lovren to win. I want Lovren to win if England don't win.
How about you, Ange? Say England don't make it through. Any team in particular?
Probably
Yeah,
Belgium,
probably
right?
Belgium, right? Because you got De Bruyne,
De Bruyne.
company. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Man City,
I don't really like France.
Squad there. So go
France are a
like
good
a
team,
true England fan.
Oh, for sure, dude. Oh my god. If they win it, I'll cry. I'll
It's like
cry.
anyone but France. Anyone but France.
But realistically, let's go into predictions, guys. Get
Oh
some-
no, we can't.
Yeah, no, we're going in realistic
No.
predictions for the semis. Come
Dude,
It's coming
can't.
home.
You're gonna jinx the. You can't. No, you're gonna jinx it.
It's coming home.
You
on.
can't
I'm not gonna
predict it.
jinx it.
No, I'm out of these predictions, guys.
I mean I know all of the players for all of the international teams listen to our podcast, especially right before the game, and I don't want to psych them out, but
Sorry, yeah.
But I think we should do some predictions.
I think. I actually don't know what to
No,
think.
dude, I'm morally obliged not
Like-
to predict. I'm sorry, Tristan.
Like even the Belgium
Alright,
France
you're
game, I'm
abstaining,
thinking,
that's
can I
fine.
even predict it? I can't predict it. Like I literally can't predict the France and Belgium
Yeah.
game. Like it's gonna be a great game, but
Do you think it'll be low
same
scoring
with
or high
England,
scoring?
Croatia.
Or in
I
between.
think it's gonna be low scoring.
Okay.
Really? I think
so
France
like a
Belgium will be high
1-1,
scoring.
2-2, something like that, 2-1,
Yo,
1-0.
I don't know if that.
France
Like,
Belgium is definitely going to be high scoring. I think.
I think it's gonna be 2-2 and then extra time.
Yeah, something like that maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it surpasses the 4 goals. I'm probably, if I would anything, I'd bank and go into extra time or penalties after a 2-2 kind of setup. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be a couple goals on either side, and it's going to be one very intense game for the France-Belgium side. Now moving on to the game that you guys definitely want to comment on, Croatia England. Thoughts?
Thoughts? It's gonna be a great game. Like,
Yes, we know that. But what do you think score wise?
No, I
Trent hat-trick. That's what I think.
no, dude.
Everything else is a myth.
No, I think Kane's literally gonna go and stand on Lovren, just wait for opportunities. I think that's just gonna happen. I think he's gonna get opportunity. The
Probably
Croatian
will.
goalkeeper is not that great, by the way. Subasic.
He's good. No, he's good. He was great yesterday.
He was okay, but personally, like I've seen him play for club level.
Maybe.
But yeah, Croatia in itself though has a lot of players that are coming up and from lower.
It's their
teams
golden
and
generation,
doing
too.
very well, right?
Yeah, I think.
No, it's Croatia's golden generation.
Luka Modric lad is pretty good, based on what I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luka's pretty good.
No, he's overhyped.
He's overhyped. Oh, okay.
Yeah, him and Rakitic just all overhyped.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark horse.
Same with Mandzukic too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, none of those players.
Average at best.
I'm having none of them.
Average at best.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't predict this, dude. I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna.
All
let
right,
it
we'll leave it
happen.
at abstained. Leave it at
Yeah, I don't
an
know.
unknown.
I mean, I can tell you
prediction.
what Google's predicting. Google's predicting England's like gonna win
Oh yeah.
with 42% to England, 28% to Croatia.
Does Google
and
just base their
30%
stats off of like trending and Twitter? Like,
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't
like
even
to know.
I think they just base it on like probably just like the actual stats from the game itself, like possession, passes.
watch them
goals.
really put in money onto
No,
how to
it's-
predict accurately.
It's probably from some odds website.
Yeah, maybe they might take it from somewhere else, kind of thing.
Hmm.
And then for the France-Belgium game, they have 39% France to win, 31% Belgium to win, 30% draw.
All right, well, let's just quick speculation on the finals. Who do you want to make it there? We won't talk about who you expect to get there.
I
What
want
do you
to see Belgium England.
Yeah, I want to see Belgium
I
England.
want to see Belgium England.
Belgium, England.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
I'd like to see a France England matchup. Which is tears me a little because
No, that's
I'm a big
terrifying.
fan of Belgium as well, but I think that game would just be too good to pass up.
No, that's terrifying. I want Belgium.
Nah, fam, it's okay.
France is
Belgium's
terrifying.
fine.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Belgium's good for me. I'll have some chocolate, no baguettes, thank you.
Yes, I'm with Shrikar.
And I guess that wraps up our our talk about the FIFA. We've got plenty of other stuff to cover.
Just some
Yeah,
transfers, I
there's-
think.
Well, yeah, and a couple of other like big notable news that kind of just came out recent.
Sure.
For anyone who hadn't hear, Jean-Obi Mikel, former player of Chelsea, player of Nigeria, had his father kidnapped actually, and he got notified just hours before his game, which was in the group stages, but that came out just 5 days ago, and the kidnappers were asking for ransom money. And they told him not to mention to anyone, so I guess he didn't mention it to the manager, didn't mention it to his players. I guess very select few family members knew, and he ended up playing his game regardless with all of that ongoing. So, what
That
a
was
hell of a person at that point.
I was in shock when I read that
Props
news.
to him.
Yeah, honestly.
Props to him.
I'm glad his father is found and safe now.
And apparently this happened like multiple times before, so he's like, you know what? I'll just throw some money at him.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's pretty
I don't know.
terrifying.
Just throw some money at.
Pretty terrifying thing to
Jeez.
find out before you play your World Cup match, man. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for him.
I guess to quote him, I was emotionally distraught and I had to make the decision about whether I was mentally ready to play. I was confused. I did not know what to do, but in the end, I knew that I could not let 180 million Nigerians down.
Yeah, that's amazing.
End quote. I should have probably said start quote, but anyways.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah. So that was, I thought that was an interesting story, just worthy to make mention. And then biggest thing of late, Gianluigi Buffon going to PSG on a free Bosman transfer. We
Well, that's
mentioned
not
that a
the
little bit
biggest thing
earlier.
of late. That's the second
Well, I
biggest
mean,
thing of
it's,
late.
it's the biggest thing confirmed of
Okay,
late.
maybe, yeah.
But the biggest thing of late, which sounds like something that you would come out of a FIFA game where
I
you're just like,
know.
I'm just this team. Let me just spend all my money on this player. Juventus very credibly offering apparently around 100 million euros for Ronaldo, and it sounds like he wants to go from Real Madrid. That is
Yeah.
huge news. And it also apparently is pretty credible too. Like
It
I
is.
said, there's a very good chance that he goes to Juventus, and
Yeah.
I am very surprised at this.
I mean,
one,
he's odds on now. Like, if you bet, I
Yeah.
think, £10 or something, you'll only get, like, 11 if he goes. So, he's almost confirmed, I want to say.
I think it's getting closer to the late stages of the completion of this, and it seems crazy to me. The amount of money they have to fork out for the transfer is going to be around 100 million euros. There's also been reports that he gets paid anywhere between 30 million to 60 million euros a year,
Yeah.
which is something
I think he might still be
ridiculous
taking
as far as their
a pay
wages
cut,
go.
though, right?
Hmm?
I think he's still taking a pay cut from Real Madrid, though, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure on that. I would be surprised why he'd go for a pay cut, especially considering the caliber of the side, the amount of money he's making. I think what really pissed him off from what I read up on was, I guess, the amount of money that, like, he wanted more money from Real Madrid to kind of put him on par with, or a little bit over, Neymar and Messi, and I guess they refused to, and then that in a combination with some of the players they were trying to get, or refusing some of the players to get, and then how the whole Zidane incident went, that just kind of pushed him over the edge. But there's been always, like, almost every year or every couple of years, you get something where Ronaldo wants to leave, or there's big rumors going around. But this one's actually credible, and it
Yeah.
just seems ridiculous that it's to Juventus.
I know. It's hilarious too because Ronaldo stopped Buffon from winning the Champions League during his time at Juventus, and
Yeah.
now Buffon's leaving Juventus,
Dude,
and then
watch him score against PSG.
and then Ronaldo's going to
Messi.
Juventus, gonna probably like win the Champions League for them.
And honestly, the amount of money that they're willing to fork into him, I think it's worth it. I know he's getting up in his later age.
I think it's a
years
good
of
price.
age.
I think it's a good price because
I think he's
Yeah.
getting up in his later years of age, but he's definitely, yeah, like you said, I think it's worth it at this point. You
And
saw
also-
Ibra playing well for years older, and Ronaldo, I don't think will be any different.
I think
No.
some people were saying that it's too cheap, but I think it's a good range because if it was more expensive than this, I'd be saying it's too much. It's like because he has like max 2 seasons left, I think. Max.
I don't think
No,
so. He's been.
I think he has 4.
You could have
Dude,
said
he's
that a
gonna be at
couple
the next
years
World
ago
Cup.
that he had like
No.
maybe 2 or 3 seasons, but he's actually been getting better essentially every single freaking year.
Yeah.
In his
No,
late
dude.
ages of year, he's been getting better.
Like I know people keep saying that, but I don't think you can outrun your body. Like 35 is old. Like Ibra was
like a
also
sport,
at his
yes.
peak, right? As you were saying, Ibra was at his peak, but it's not really the fitness that's the biggest downfall when you're that old. It's just you can't keep up with your injuries, and like he's been
But
really
he
really
hasn't been
lucky.
injured.
Not lucky, I guess. He's been working hard to avoid injuries.
Oh, he
but-
works incredibly hard, and that's honestly why I think he's got at least 3 more seasons in him. It's because he just works like a demon. He's probably one of the best regimens in the world for keeping his body in shape.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. He trains probably all the time. And honestly, that's why I think this is going to be a good money for Juventus. They're going to have to fork out a lot. They're going to have to sell a couple of players probably, especially considering they just dropped 40 million euros on, I forget who, but they dropped that recently. So they're going to have to probably sell, but I think it's going to be good for them.
I was kind of hoping he was going to return to the English Premier League, but
If he did that, it was going to
You
be
know what?
Man U, but I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because of Mourinho's there, and he absolutely hates
Exactly.
Mourinho. And the other problem is, I don't think he wants to go to another English side, even though they'd be willing
Yeah.
probably to fork out
Yeah.
just as much money, if not
Exactly.
more money, on the salary.
Yep.
So now what really leaves you is you have the French league, which Real Madrid has a no-sell clause, essentially, to Barca and PSG. So you can't see Barca and PSG, him go to them. So now... Well, there's a sell clause, but I think it then stays at like 100 billion euros or something like that. His release clause.
yeah, something
Yeah. So
ridiculous.
you have 2 options of that. You have the Italian league or the German league, and Bayern has never been noted for spending that much money. So now you're really limited to just the Italian league. So the only team that could probably feasibly do that is Juventus. So he really only has one option if he doesn't want to go to the Premier League.
And it's kind of like PSG bringing in Neymar for the Champions League. Like Juventus is bringing in Ronaldo to win the Champions
Yeah.
League. It's clear because
Exactly.
domestically both teams are, they're almost guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting with Neymar if he moves to Real, if he stays at PSG,
Yeah, and there was...
and Mbappe, Cavani. There's like rumors of like Suarez to PSG.
Yeah, so this whole story has just brought in a wave of rumors of people that could potentially be swapped and things like that. Like, would you see Dybala go the other way as well? But it sounds like he's not. Especially since he just signed like a new, I think, 5-year deal with Juventus. So,
Right.
and then there was
Maybe
also talks about a
Higuain to
Neymar
Chelsea.
Ronaldo swap. Sorry, what?
Yeah. Higuain to Chelsea.
Oh yeah, you know what? I don't really want that. I don't think he'd fit too well. I think
Another striker
yeah,
wasted
I
at
think that would be
Chelsea.
another waste, honestly. But Daniel
Yeah.
Rugani, that's who I was thinking of last time when I was trying to mention the defender that they offered 40 million euros to. That sounds like that's going to be a deal done for Chelsea, since especially if Ronaldo gets in, then I think they're going to have to sell to make some of the money back. And then yeah, they're looking at Higuain going potentially to Chelsea, which I don't want. I don't think he would suit us. I think it'd just be another wasted striker at that point.
Mhm.
Nothing against him, I just don't think he'd fit with the squad and with kind of Chelsea generally how they play.
Right.
But I mean, I guess maybe they're trying to cater it more to Sarri if he gets in. I mean, that's a whole debacle that I don't want to get into. But
Oh man, that's like we'll find out in like the coming
they've been
weeks.
shit in the bed this summer as far as getting that resolved and getting transfers done.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
but yeah, so that was an interesting one, Ronaldo, and this one's credible too. So it's interesting. It's not exciting for Real Madrid fans. They'll be able to move on without him, but if he goes, but it's going to be a hit to them definitely.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
it's what's also going to be interesting is if they get rid of them. You know, Perez is going to make a marquee signing where he is going to sign someone
Also,
for a ridiculous amount of money.
This could mean that Bale stays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? Bale would probably stay at this point, but you'd probably see someone replace him or someone huge go into Madrid at that point.
There were rumors of Mane to Real Madrid as
Yep.
well.
Yeah, I've heard
I
rumors
can
about that.
really see that. They probably scouted him in the final. Like he had an amazing
Yeah,
game.
they're like, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised
But-
if he does.
Also, Mo Salah signs a new 5-year deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congrats.
So that's
Can't wait
big
to keep
news
seeing him
with
in the
Bobby
Premier League.
signing up, Salah signing up, and Mane should be next, hopefully,
Mhm.
so that we keep the core intact.
Well, the thing is, even if say Liverpool was to sell Mane or another player, I think what they'd do is they get a new 5-year deal in, so they could bump up the release clause if there is one, or take away a
Yeah.
release clause if there is one.
There is a release clause.
Yeah,
for
so
Salah,
they would
there's a
want to get
release
rid of
clause.
that so that they can
Yeah.
then get whatever money. And if you're the player and you like the club, you'd easily sign that because
Mhm.
if you say, "Well, look, I want to go," and they'll be like, "Sure, we'll let you go, but we just want to make sure we get our money's worth."
Yeah.
So that's I guess that kind of is the end of what I've heard for as far as any credible transfer at the moment. Still waiting to hear
Mhm.
that Lamar one go through, but that's taking its sweet
Yeah.
time. I think that'll probably be after the World Cup, if anything.
Yeah, there's probably going to be like a ton of transfers happening once the World Cup
Yeah.
ends.
Yeah, because
Shaqiri to Liverpool, there's like a bunch of shit going on, so.
oh really? I didn't hear that one, but yeah, a lot of players.
Yeah, there's strong links.
A lot of players probably wanted to take the time to, if they have a break now, take the break before they really start signing and going into that. Or
Right,
if they're
right.
playing, they just want to focus on the World Cup. So it makes sense they wouldn't
Mhm.
sign any contracts or anything.
Yeah, I'm also curious
Yep.
to see where Wenger ends up.
Yeah, he's
Ooh.
going to take a year off. I don't see him coaching for this one.
Probably. It's
Really?
too late now to decide,
No.
I think. Because he said if he decides, it'd be at the beginning of the summer. I think that's what he said.
Mhm.
I knew he would take a year off. The problem is, the hardest thing is once you have that year off, you might enjoy it too much, and then it's hard to get back into it.
True.
But knowing him, I think he's probably going to take another... I think it'll be less for money. It'll be more an opportunity of where he can make an impact and what seems like an interesting project to him. Because he
Right.
has all the money in the world now, right? He doesn't really need to get more.
No,
So
no.
it'll be interesting to see where he goes. It'll probably be something where he thinks that he can then, I don't know, build and make a larger squad. I wouldn't be surprised if MLS try and offer him a nice package to go there, take over one of the teams.
That'd be lit.
I think it'd be interesting. I think he'd do well there.
Unai Emery's going to get sacked after a year. He's going to go back to Arsenal. Oh my god.
We want you back. No, I think Arsene Wenger's career at Arsenal is done, at least as far as the manager position goes. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into a different position. I would love to see him at the top of scouting for Arsenal.
Or like as a board member somewhere.
Dude.
Yeah, just even kind of more as a consultant as well. I think that would be another option too.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
probably still have him as a consultant. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah. I think that covers it for our coverage for this episode, right?
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
That wraps up everything.
Yeah.
Should be a cracking semifinal. England's in
England's
it.
in it. Oh, the boys at
Whew.
BBC are having a good time.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. So thanks for tuning in, and it's coming over.
We'll see you next week.
Just wanted to say, like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new or if you haven't already, and keep an eye out as we'll be posting more coverage of the semis and the finals, along with any other transfer news. for the rest of the summer, and then we'll take you into again our recap of all next year's content as well. So you can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and every other basically platform where you can find any podcasts as well. So check us out on all those. Comment if you enjoy this and give some feedback. We'd appreciate it. And that's basically it. This is going to be Tristan
Ange.
And I'm Shrikar.
signing off. Thanks again for everything, guys. Peace out.